Mini-episode 1411 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Welcome to FDH Lounge Mini-episode 1411. This is FDH Managing Partner Rick Morris here with our preview of Succession, episode 3.7. Here's our top 5 notes of interest heading into this episode. Number 5. Connor comes closer than anyone might have thought to getting Logan's endorsement for president. Granted, there was a certain amount of placating going on, and the lack of consensus around other candidates was what left the door open, but there was actually a moment when it seemed that Logan might join the conheads. If Connor continues his joke of a campaign, it would be incredibly funny to see how it affects the family business if he actually gains traction. Number 4, Greg might have lost his inheritance, but more importantly, he might have shed his chance at jail time too. If Tom lives up to his word, he'll take the bullet for the cousin, a remarkably generous move considering that Greg's refusal to shred all of the documents and give some to Kendall preserved the evidence that could drown them. So we'll have to see if the would-be jailbird follows through on the promise, considering that getting away from Shiv is starting to look better and better. Number 3, Shiv is realizing that Logan's favorite punching bag is always the heir apparent. She's so consumed with trying to preserve her position that she apparently doesn't know or care that she could lose Tom with or without prison. Logan's growing disdain for her abilities is such that she might have tanked her preferred presidential candidate purely through guilt by association. Essentially, the arc of Season 3 for Shiv is similar to that of the old football credo that the most popular player in town is the backup quarterback. Number 2, Logan's backup quarterback, Roman, is doing more than surmounting low expectations. The baby of the family is thriving because he's amoral enough to do something like embracing a totalitarian presidential candidate. It's clear by now that the young man's boundless cynicism is the most reminiscent of the old man's sensibilities. He should be careful about getting more directly into the line of fire, though, lest he end up like his big brother. Number 1, Kendall appears to be headed for his biggest breakdown yet. Completely cut off from his father, having fired the top lawyer that he was lucky to even have in the first place, marginalized while the rest of the family possibly picks the next president, and failing to reel in a potentially available Tom, Kendall is counting on his epic 40th birthday party to fill that bottomless hole inside him. It seems almost impossible to believe that another major tragedy is not looming to launch us into the stretch run of the season. Thank you for joining us for this mini episode of the FDH Lounge.